All right, so if you've been following along so far, we've pretty much completed our first mock-up here. In this lesson, I'm just going to dig in and polish things up a little bit and then add some of the necessary things that we need. So let's just go ahead here and make those changes. Feel free to follow along. I also encourage you to go through your layers panel here and really make sure the naming of everything inside of your layers, the grouping and all of that is correct and it makes sense. I'm not going to do this in this lesson because it would probably take too much time, but definitely feel free to do that. And I always encourage that you stay organized with your designs so that not only you, but also other people, maybe people you're collaborating with or your team, can make sense of what's going on with your design and each of your frames. So first thing I want to do here is actually go ahead and apply the status bar that we have here to all the other pages as well. So right now we only have it on these 3 pages. So to do that, let's go ahead and start with the map page first. Let's actually just go ahead and copy the status bar from the request page because it will be very similar, and then select your map frame and do Command V or Control V on Windows. Let's go ahead and bring our search bar a little bit down. That looks good. And then let's go to our payment page here. For our payment page, we can just use a simple status bar like this because we don't have anything underneath to have to blur it. So go ahead and just copy that and paste it into here. And then for our tutorial step page here, go ahead and copy it in here. So as you see here, the status bar is way too dark for this page. Typically on darker pages, we use a white status bar. So let's head on over to our iOS UI components file here. So if you go over here, if you still have this open, you should be able to find the white version of that status bar as well. And then you can just go ahead and select the whole thing here, and you can go ahead and just copy it from here and paste it over here. Let's go ahead and just use Shift and the arrow keys to move them up. And then of course using Command Option K or Control Alt K on Windows to create that as a component. And then let's go ahead and rename this one to status bar / light and rename this one to status bar / dark. So this way, if we go back to our mockups, we can just go ahead and simply choose this as the light version from the side. And we can go ahead and copy that to our login page as well. Move things down a bit. I'm going to go ahead and just move my guide here. I think that's good. Maybe move this down a little bit too, as well as everything else here. That looks good. Now, you might have noticed we use a lot of icons from that website, flaticon.com. So if you don't have the full version or a subscription with Flaticon, it's definitely required for you to give credit to the authors of those icons. So go ahead to our resources for the project here, and then open this appnotes.txt. And then down here, you'll see there's some credits here. So let's go ahead and just copy that and just go ahead and paste it somewhere in our project here. Now, of course, because we're not developing this app, we're just designing it. We'll just need to pass this along to whoever's developing this application to make sure that they put these icons where it belongs in their application. You'll notice the casing is all uppercase here. So why don't we go ahead to our text options here, click the 3 dots, and then change the casing to just lowercase. And we can even bring this lower here and add another text to say icon credits. Bolt that there and put it here for whoever wants to use these in their project. Cool. So that's always important to do if you're using icons that require attributions. The last thing I want to do here is just improve my payment page here. It looks too plain right now. So let's go ahead and bring this button a little bit lower. And then let's go ahead and bring my credit card a little bit lower as well. I want to go ahead and insert kind of a description text here and say, please add a credit card for your account. Now, as you can see, my text is going on and on. So what you can do is go to the text option here, click the 3 dots, and then go ahead and make, and you can go ahead and either choose auto height or fixed size. So if you choose fixed size here, we can go ahead and bring our text here and resize it to maybe match our button here. So a 25 pixel from the side. Let's go ahead and remove this from here. That looks good. Let's go ahead and move the credit card a little bit lower. go ahead and detach the style and change it to, let's try body Carla 17. And then let's do a little bit of a lighter kind of font here. And then let's go ahead and just finish this text here. Please add a credit card for your account to use for your laundry service. So it looks good. I want to make sure this is 325 and then center it here. Maybe lower it a little bit. Add some breathing room to my design. I think that looks better. Maybe we can center this as well. Perfect. Sometimes it's good to add these kinds of description prompts to your users, either to tell them why we're collecting this payment credit card here, or tell them when this credit card might be used. And that concludes our mockup design here for the mobile app. So if you're also interested about doing a web project or a web app design, we will do that in future sections. Now I want to give you an exercise to do for yourself. If I zoom into my request page here, you'll see we have our Choose Laundry store. The idea here is that they scroll through the different stores and find the one they like to request their laundry service from. And then they hit this request service button. But there's really no feedback to them right now in our design to tell them that the order or the request here has been placed. So feel free to add a completion state or some sort of feedback to our user, maybe some sort of card that tells them your order has been placed or your request has been placed. That would be pretty cool. So go ahead and add something to tell the users that their request has been sent in. And then once you do that, feel free to include me in your project or email me, and I'll be more than happy to provide some feedback for you as well. Great.